Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, how we doing today? Hopefully we are doing well. Got a video to share with you. Gonna share a Kendra G video with you. Hopefully everybody's doing well. There's been a couple of conversations on my mind. Did y'all watch the vice presidential debate? Vance tore that boy up. Waltz was better than I thought he was going to be. Waltz actually was better than I thought he was going to be. He was decent. They caught him up in that lie, but he was all right. He was better than Kamala. Yeah, they went on, caught him up in that lie. he couldn't, they wouldn't let him wiggle out of it. He kind of had to drop down and come clean. He still kind of didn't do it, but you knew what he meant. But the vice president debate, it actually was a pretty good debate. They almost agreed. I know Kamala was looking like, wait, what? Because Tim Walz was like, he ain't wrong. We probably gonna do it different, but he not really wrong. Vance was like, yeah, I know. He said all his responses was lies. I didn't think that his responses were too much really different than the things that Trump say. And a lot of people say Trump is a liar. Y'all realize, okay, let me touch that for a second with the Haitians. Y'all realize that the news blew that. They made propaganda out of that. They really made propaganda out of that. If I was Trump, I would not have mentioned that. I would have went, if I wanted to talk about illegal immigrants, I would have talked about the Venezuelans, because nobody denies that. But at the same time, the news really ran with that. I'm surprised that the Haitians kind of fell for that one. The news really, really did more with that than what it needed to be. They tried to make it more of racism than people having a problem with illegal immigration. Some of them is. Some of them are illegal. I don't care. Let me clarify something. Just because the illegal immigrants in this country have been given some kind of temporary titling that sort of miraculously makes them legal. I don't like that. Legal immigration is what all of those immigrants that went through the immigration process takes years, getting visas, making sure that your visa don't run out until you get your permanent citizenship in America. That is a long haul for people. Those people are exempt from this conversation because they are not illegal. They did the due process of coming into a country to become a legal citizen of that country. And it is what it is. Nobody's having an issue with that. I don't think anybody has really ever had any real issue with that. Every country, whether, you know what I'm saying, to a large degree or a small degree, has some type of immigration in and out of that country. But taking tens of thousands of people, skip that process, put them in various neighborhoods across the United States, and then slap a label on them to say, oh no, they legal. That's not gonna fly. That don't fly. I don't care about that little magic wand they wave. Because they still here. They still taking resources. And they still being dumped by the tens of thousands into already stressed out and impoverished neighborhoods. And the people that are in those neighborhoods cannot tolerate a sudden influx of so many people when the resources are so limited in these neighborhoods. The citizens who have been in those neighborhoods should not have to suffer for that. We shouldn't have to suffer for it. So, with all due respect, illegal immigrants is still illegal immigrants. Them getting some type of little title or paperwork a week ago, I don't care nothing about that. Because it's still a stress. It's a stress that all these politicians talking about it, whether they for it or against it, all these politicians that's talking about it are not encountering this stress because the immigrants do not live in their neighborhood. They are not around their schools. They are not taking no jobs from them. Nothing. This is all happening in the poorer neighborhoods of the United States, be they Black, Hispanic, poorer white neighborhoods. It don't matter. They just dumping them. They just dumping them. That's not really what I'm here to talk about, but I mean, they are just dumping these people into these neighborhoods. What the people in the neighborhood supposed to do with them? And they're basically being told to suck it up. Oh, well. I don't see how that's fair. We don't know who's committing all the crimes. I'm not going to say that it is 100% just the Venezuelans and all of the other immigrants. See, for me, Sister Beshua, it's not even about the crime. They're here. That's the problem. I don't care if they came across that border floating on clouds and being angels. They here. It's problematic. The fact that the borders are as open as they are and the immigration system is as flimsy as it is the problem. I don't care that whether they're committing crimes, not committing crimes. I'm not even here to indict them about criminal activity. They here. And it's problematic because it overburdens and it overstresses a system that cannot tolerate an influx of so many people suddenly. It's too sudden and it's too many. Our economy is already very, very, it's unstable. The longshoremen on the East Coast are on strike. The supply chain finna fall and inflation is gonna do this. The prices are not gonna come down. They're gonna go up. The whole supply chain about to be in trouble. And then to take millions of people collectively over a course of just a few years and bring them into this country, I don't know. They're trying to break it. They're trying to break it. And then because we don't like it as citizens, now we're being painted as the bad guy. We're being insensitive and we don't like people and we're being mean about them. When Americans can't go nowhere and do this in mass. We can't go nowhere in mass and do this. When Black folks was having a whole big problem during, Reconstruction and Jim Crow, we couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't say, oh, we're being treated a certain way on American soil in the United States. Let us come to another country. We can't go anywhere. So let me get to what I really came to talk about. So let's see.
Your name is Jordan?
Yes, my name is Jordan.
And where are you calling me from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska. Do you have any kids?
I do. I have one son.
How old is your son?
He's 3 months.
You looking for a man?
His dad has never been in the picture, so.
Y'all were never together?
We were together, but briefly.
When did y'all break up?
What is that? 4 months ago? But he was never a good guy, so.
Okay, so you're done with it now that you have.
Did y'all just hear this foolishness? No, it ain't never nothing, sis. We good. Y'all heard this nonsense, right? She got a 3-month-old. A 3-month-old. Talking about he was never a good dad, like he was never no good. But you gave him a baby 9 months ago. No, 12 months ago, a year ago. You gave that man, you laid down with that man. You didn't think about who he was and who he wasn't when you got pregnant. And I am not a proponent of baby deletions and things of that nature, but these women ain't got no shame about it. So you did not take a plan B. You did not have a condom. You did not have birth control. You didn't do any of those things. You got pregnant. Then after you got pregnant, after you let him hit it raw and you got pregnant, you kept the baby. Okay, so you kept the baby. He continued to be who he was. This man has been the same man. He was the same man when you let him hit it. He was the same man when you was going through pregnancies and he wouldn't show up for the prenatal visits and all that kind of stuff. He's that same man, that same bum. You're going to hear about the bumness later on. Now, you gave birth to the baby 3 months ago. Now you on Kendra G show trash talking the man that you replicated in your womb. And I don't understand why these chicken heads don't know that is the ultimate form. That is the final form. When you give a man a child, that is the final form. You went through all the trials and tribulations of being pregnant. Women be going through all kind of stuff pregnant. Sometimes the pregnancy be easy and all they do is gain a little weight and have the baby bump and they get a few cravings and it be all right. Sometimes women be going through, they be having all kind of diabetes and all kind of stuff, hair fall out, all kind of stuff women be going through when they pregnant. You never know what you are going to go through in a pregnancy. But you risked all of that. You went through all of that. The morning sickness, the tiredness, the feet swole, the back hurt, all that. Then you went to the hospital and gave birth to a child for a man that you do not even like. You don't even like him because you are out. It has barely been the 6-week period after childbirth. You know, where they tell you to come back to the doctor in 6 weeks for a checkup after you done had a baby. You know, to give your time, give your cervix time to close and heal, and your vagina to heal, and your womb, your uterus kind of come back down to a normal size, sort of, almost. Your hormones is continuing to try to regulate out. That's a process. Maybe you bleed that whole 6 weeks, maybe you don't. They tell you don't have no sex and all of that type of stuff because you're healing. As a young mother, even in the best of circumstances, you will be losing sleep with this baby. You're breastfeeding, whether you're breastfeeding or not. You're up all night feeding. Babies don't sleep all night. It take a minute for little babies to sleep all night. And whether you giving them Similac or whether you breastfeeding, them breasts is full. Your breast full, baby. You lactating and leaking. You got to have a breast pump. Even if you are breastfeeding, I know many of breastfeeding women still have to have a breast pump. Your body going through all kinds of things. Your hormones going through all kinds of things. Your mind going through all kinds of things. Your emotions going through all kinds of things. Why you ain't at home trying to bond with that baby? You out in the street. But when these chicks be married having babies, this is what I don't understand. When you be married and you have a baby, all of a sudden, you can't give your man no sex. You can't pay him no attention because you just wrapped up in this child and all of that. But when you are single, when you done had a baby with a bum, now all of a sudden you up spry. You can get another man, your sex drive up. You ain't suffering from postpartum depression at that point. But when you're with your husband, you got all kind of postpartum depression. And listen, I'm not saying that those things don't exist. I'm not saying that women don't go through that. But I'm saying it'd be a whole lot of chicks that they got a whole game plan about why they can't pay their man no attention and why they being mean to him and why he had sex in 8 months and all that kind of stuff. But when you're single on Kendra G, you could have dropped the baby yesterday and you're hot to trot in the street. I don't understand that. So postpartum don't have no effect on you unless you married. That's what it is. Postpartum don't have no effect unless you married. When you single, you don't have postpartum. When you single, the baby ain't keeping you up all night. You tired. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gotta try to do your housework. You know, the baby done kept you up all night because, you know, babies be on a feeding and a sleep schedule. Whatever schedule you was on when you was pregnant, that's that baby sleeping and eating schedule. So if you was eating at 3 a.m. every night in the last trimester, guess when your baby want to wake up and drink milk. Okay? So it be up to you as a mother to re-regulate the baby's sleeping habits and all kind of stuff. You up all night, you know, they irritable, they fussing and can on. You got to rock them and put them back. Because it take a few months for babies to sleep all night. They sleeping with you. And you half up in your sleep. You sleeping with one eye open because you ain't trying to roll over on the baby and all this other kind of stuff. I know how you do. And that's just motherhood, right? That's motherhood, right? So motherhood only count when you are married and living with the man, or it don't count when you single. Help me understand. Because I don't understand. Because if she was married, there's no way that she would have done herself up and been in the street. She would have gave her husband 1,000 excuses why she can't do her hair in 3 months and why she can't change her clothes in 3 months.
The baby?
Yes.
Nothing makes a woman leave a man who ain't shit faster than a baby. But I think the question is, why do y'all not leave them before the baby? Because I know a lot of women who put up with a lot of stuff with men, then they have a baby, and then they be done for real. Nothing makes a woman walk away from a man who they feel ain't shit than a baby. That the baby makes the woman leave. But we get confused because it's like, why did it take for the baby to make you leave?
I guess I probably would have stayed longer if I still had the self-esteem that I had when I met him.
Okay.
Self-esteem ain't had nothing to do with that. And it's a shame because she's cute as a button. She got a cute little fat face. It's a shame. She said, did you hit a kicker? She said, I would have stayed with him longer. So then she threw it off on self-esteem. What she meant was, I would have stayed with him longer had I not had a baby. I would have put up with the shenanigans. Whatever his shenanigans was, I would have kept on doing that. But the baby kind of make me move a little different. So now I gotta move different. That's the only thing. I kind of gotta move different a little bit. But if it wasn't for the responsibility of this child that's probably home with my mama or my sister or somebody, then I would have continued to engage with the foolishness of the situationship that I was in with this dude that I was in a situationship with. Because he wasn't none of my man, and I wasn't none of his woman. We certainly wasn't married. And so we was just fooling around. You know, he had good D, and he didn't have nothing else. And I dealt with it because I want some good D. Talking about her self-esteem. He must have been halfway cute in as far as she was concerned. He was the community D. He was the cute community D. That's who she was with. She was with the dude that be on the block and all the chicks like him because he kind of cute, and word had done spread about how he gonna do you this way, do you that way. He gonna have sex with you this way and sex with you that way, and the girl, the D good, blah, 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 blah. He got 3 baby mamas or something. You know what I'm saying? And so she figured, it's my turn. He the neighborhood hoe, so it's my turn. And she got with him. Now, unlike some of the other chicks that kept him at arm's length, we can have sex, but you got to go ahead on after that. You can tell that she was the type to move him in and all this other kind of stuff. She was trying to make a situation with a man that never was none of that. He never was none of that. He was never, and he never told her that he was going to be some man that she could count on. That I bet you, if you look at him just by looking, I bet you there will be nothing about him that says father figure. There would be nothing about that man that would have said, I'm here to be a father to somebody. There wouldn't. I bet you dollars to donuts and a fiddle of gold that if we was to look at a picture of this man, we would all be like, oh, girl, him? This your king? This one you been falling all over? Huh? Girl, if you don't get out of my face with him, after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com and keep your skin looking, feeling, smelling its absolute best, because we are heading into fall. And I know some of us melanated people have to keep our skin hydrated, whether it is summer, fall, winter, or spring, because some of us have summertime eczema and some of us have wintertime eczema and some of us is just ashy. So if you with whichever position you fall into, it don't matter. Just click the link at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Get you some of the best body butter on the market. And please do not forget to utilize your 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta Let me take a look at the super chats. Thank you, Bernard. So I'm predicting Vance and Tulsi for 2028. It's possible. Thank you again, Bernard. Said the urge for these women to procreate in their prime is overwhelming. A scratch they have to itch. They don't learn delay of gratification like post-nut clarity. They have post-baby clarity. This is pretty much true because a lot of women, not everybody, but a lot of women go through baby fever because with this, our biological imperative to have babies. We want, and we get to a point where we want babies. It's like, I want to have a baby, you know, and things of that nature. But because they are not good wives, they have a tendency not to do wife and then baby. So they just say, forget the wife part, but we can do the baby part. Thank you. Too Tall said, this is fascinating. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Marriage, politics, and sports. Her dishonesty is palpable, and she really being dishonest with herself. And thank you, Sister Beshua said, either this young lady wasn't raised right or was raised right, but became rebellious. She's on here laughing, but it is true. It truly isn't funny. It's sad all around. I agree. It's a sad situation, sis. Let's go back to her.
I think also to add on to that is someone said it. They said a baby changes things, and a baby does. And I think that when you now have to care for a human being, and this person doesn't rise to the occasion, but they never rose to the occasion, so you can't really fault them. They were always themselves. But it's something about now that you are a mother, you can't tolerate that no more. But you know, the oxymoron is like, why didn't you have that energy before you had the baby? But we'll move.
You're right.
Like, and I say, listen, I have personal friends that I know that have gone through the same thing. I had a girlfriend many years ago who was dealing with a man for years who wasn't anything but dealing with him. Then she got pregnant, and as soon as she had the baby, she was done with him. And I was like, well, girl, it took the baby for you to see what everybody been trying to tell you, but I don't know. Let's keep going. All right. Jordan, now, what you gonna say to the man that's concerned you got a 3-month-old child,
though? They ain't gotta worry about him until I know they're serious.
You said what, honey?
They don't have to worry about my baby until I know that the actual guy is serious.
Okay. Okay, we'll keep going. What do you do for a living, Jordan?
I'm a teacher.
And how old are you?
28.
28. What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
So we got Jordan, Nebraska, one son, that's 3 months. Never married, right?
Never married. A teacher,
28, Gemini. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
One that is financially stable, of course, because I'm financially stable.
Now, of course, all of what she's looking for is everything that her baby daddy is not. So she's going to describe her baby daddy to us in the form of standards, which is what they usually do. So we heard what she said just a second ago. Let's back it up just a tad.
One that is financially stable.
So he wasn't financially stable.
I'm financially stable. That is independent as far as mindset. I'm not kind of playing off of their friends. And then
not independent. So this is her baby daddy that she's describing, mind you. Okay. So he's a user. He used everybody. He used her. He used friends. This is a freeloader. Okay. This is a freeloader. This is a hobosexual. Okay. That she's describing. He don't have nothing. He just bum his way through life. Okay. Right.
A guy that is genuine, sweet, kind, smart, and
so her baby daddy paid her dust. She doesn't see his intelligence, which he probably isn't. Okay. She describing him to us.
intelligent. One that has been to college.
One that has been to college. Okay. You started off with financially, you went there early. I used to get to that question down the road. How much money does he have to make?
Girl, did you get your car started yet?
I did. Thank you.
Good job.
What happened? What did they say? What did they ask you?
Oh, I had a situation with my vehicle, but it's fixed.
Oh, okay.
But financially, I want them to make at least 60 or more.
Okay. Did your child's father make 60?
What child's father?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? She got the twins out here looking bad, sis. I was dismayed. How you gonna make the twins look bad? Come on now. The 28-year-old teacher and the audacity to be a Gemini, she kind of old to be acting like this. If she don't get out them streets and get her butt home, what if her student parents see this? Not a good example. Now the whole problem is that what she asked for was not out of the way for her had she not had a 3-month-old child that she gave to a bum. If she had just simply not done that, what she asked for wasn't out of the way. That wasn't out of the way for her. $60,000 is not some overwhelming amount of money that your average man can't make. And having average intelligence and you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. She actually didn't say anything that was crazy in terms of the man that she's looking for. The problem is that even that man that she described don't want her. He don't want her either. Because it says so much about her to have a 3-month-old infant to be in the street. She's not even at home on here. The fact that she's on a single show looking for a man means that she has taken zero time to self-reflect on how she got to this position. She did not have any good vetting process to make sure that the man that she's having children with was at minimum in some type of committed relationship with her or claiming her or something. So none of these things happened prior to the pregnancy and the birth of a child. And then for some man, hardworking, average guy, to be responsible is not going to want her because she was too irresponsible. See, because minus that, she could have the man that she described. She could have that man. Her having a little weight. There, you can't tell me a man wouldn't have worked with her on that. He certainly would have. She's not old and she's not ugly. A man would have dealt with that. But no, how she disqualified herself, because she just had the baby 3 months ago. So she still got baby post-pregnancy fat and all that kind of stuff. But a man would have worked with that. You can't tell me he wouldn't have. Now she looking for help. What baby daddy? The one you let nut in you. That one. See, what we not gonna do is play games. Like you didn't let this idiot bust a nut in your womb and you kept that seed and nurtured it to life. So we not gonna play like you didn't do that, beloved. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
The one that helped you make the 3-month-old baby.
He's not in the picture.
When he was in the picture, did he make 60K?
No, that's why he's no longer in the picture.
Okay. So just you want a man that makes more than the child's father that isn't in the picture.
Correct.
Gotcha.
More, either the same or more than me.
Same or more than you. What are your deal breakers?
No job.
No job.
She's continuing to describe this person that was good enough to lay with her and have a baby. This is what I want people to understand. The person she's describing, that she called herself clowning, what she don't get is that she's a direct reflection of that. She's a direct reflection of this person.
Okay.
No car.
No car.
Not a place to live. Like no stable shelter. And as well as doesn't have a high school or college diploma.
So this was a true bum. She said no. Look at Kendra. Look where I paused it. Kendra was rolling her eyes. Oh, poor Kendra. Poor Kendra. Poor Kendra G. Kendra G has had it. She has had it. Okay. Now, everything she said, and I see Miss Chan. How you doing, sweetie? Everything she said is her baby daddy. That's who her with not even a high school diploma. This was definitely a bum. He wasn't a bum because she just don't like him. Now he a bum. No. He was a bum. He was a bum for real. This one was a real bum. This one was an actual bum. This wasn't just a bum because she's salty. Now she's saying stuff about him. Oh no, this is an honest to goodness bum right here. What she describing here. This was an honest to goodness bum. This wasn't even a playtime bum. This was a bum. Because how you ain't even got a GED? You ain't got a GED. But you laid with him now, didn't you? You laid with him, didn't you? You was all up under them Cheeto armpits. What? You was sucking that thing. Hygiene wasn't real good. She gonna keep on describing it. Hygiene wasn't real good. You was sucking up on a little crusty thing. It was crusty, huh? You was sucking up under them little crusty balls. That's what we was doing? They was crusty, sis. And you let that hit you raw. Your feet was in the air, huh? See, these are the images that the men is imagining as they realize what kind of man you laid down for and had the audacity to bring the evidence of it to life. This is what the men imagine. So you had your heels up on this dude's shoulders, did you not? Him. And he ain't had not even a GED. He ain't work. He was just siphoning off of you, huh? You was on your knees and everything, huh? This is what men think about. This is what they think about. This is the imagery that's conjured. You can't tell me that they don't. For him. And then you want me to elevate the situation. Oh. You got me messed up. Oh, baby, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What make you think that? What make you think I'm gonna do that? Huh? What make you think I'm gonna take you serious? Sucking on illiterate peen. How you sucking on 7th grade level reading comprehension eggplant? Huh? And he grown. That's what you was doing. And some man's supposed to take you seriously. Huh? Is that what is that? This is the type of dude bend you over. He still got his pants up in them and then in them little holy crew socks. That's what you was doing. Had the audacity to be checking this dude's phone. You was checking his phone, wasn't you? Trying to see if other chicks was texting him. You was jealous of him. Right? I want to point something out. These women are not choosing men that are beneath them. Let me repeat that. These women, no matter how they may look, no matter how they may come across, the women who have children by these kinds of men are not choosing men that are beneath them. They are choosing men that are at their level. Okay? I need everybody to understand that. These women are not choosing men that are beneath them, even if they come out and say, well, he's beneath me. No, he is not. You was beneath him, but we're not going to talk about that. You chose the man that you qualified for. You qualified for him, ma'am. Because if you felt, anytime a woman feels that a man is truly beneath her in some way, shape, or form, and he just ain't up to snuff or something, we will not lay down. We certainly won't have a child. We certainly won't have a child. Even if he attractive and we figure he fine. Like, oh, he is fine, but oh, I can't be in no type of relationship with him. It's the same thing men think of when they think of hoes. It's the exact same thing. I want the brothers to understand that. It's actually the exact same thing. You know how you like hoes? You know how y'all like hoes? Y'all love hoes. But you don't want to marry hoes. You understand that? Now, some fools do marry them. I don't get that. But for the most part, y'all will have sex with a hoe. Y'all will call a hoe. Y'all will come by a hoe house. Y'all will spend a little time with a hoe. Y'all love her. You love her for the moment. But when it starts getting into a relationship, really investing, these are not the women that come to mind. Those are not the particular women that come to mind. Women have that same thought about some of the men. There are men who are physically attractive and sexually attractive. They are not good mates. They're not good mates. You don't want to have a relationship with them. You can't have a relationship with them. No matter how you may try to have a relationship with them, you can't. This one tried to make a relationship out of a situation. This was community peen. This was manho. Okay, he wasn't nobody. Okay, men be with hoes because hoes do all the circus tricks on in the bed, and she don't do it this way and do that. That's why y'all be with hoes. Okay. There is a same kind of thing, a similar thing with men. There are some men husband material. And then there are other men you had better not. You had better not try to have a relationship with them. You're going to be disappointed. They are not equipped for this at all. The problem come along with that when the women think that they're not in the boneyard. Because see, the men that I'm referring to are male hyenas. They are not equipped for no marriage. Don't nobody need to be married to them. But the hyenas, the female hyenas, think that they're in some other level to where they shouldn't be bothered with the male hyenas. But that's your tribe, sis. That's your tribe. That you where you supposed to be. Now she want to come out the boneyard and come to Pride Rock and get a lion to fit and figure the lion gonna add the structure and a lion would do that. But you don't qualify, queen. You don't qualify, queen. You don't qualify, queen. You don't qualify, queen. A lion would come do exactly what you're describing. He would come and be all in, because again, she's not even describing a man that in any other situation would be unattainable. Would y'all agree with that? The man that she's describing. This is not in any other situation. This man is not unattainable. 60K a year. Okay, that's on the top end of average. He's a little bit above average with the money. She didn't say $200,000-$300,000 a year. This is your average hard labor blue collar man make that or more. You can drive a bus and make more than that, right? have basic, decent intelligence. Maybe you have a little degree, a certificate or two. She didn't say nothing out of the way. She was the first, one of the few women that I've seen on that show that actually didn't have a stupid set of criteria for a man. The problem was, baby, you just took yourself out of the qualification for even that man. And I'm saying even that man, not because he's some kind of low man, but he ain't the super rich, the way out of the way. He's more average than anybody else. It's more him than anybody else. You can find that guy. That guy not hard to find. That guy is not hard to find. Little blue collar guy, work every day. That guy ain't hard. That guy is not hard to find. That guy is in your neighborhood. That guy live in your apartment building. He is not hard to find. He not hard to find. And it ain't hard to find him kind of handsome. When he take care of his business and stuff like that, that man is not hard to find. There are plenty of black men that fit that criteria, and you can't tell me no different. It is plenty of black men fit that criteria. But you don't qualify, queen. And that's the sad part. How you don't qualify for that guy. And I'm not saying that type of guy just got to take anything, but that's the whole point. He don't just take anything. You got to at least come with a baseline as a woman. You got to have a baseline as a woman. You slip below the baseline. You below the baseline. Because it ain't even like your baby, 10 years old, you only had one. It was 10 years ago. You was 18, and stuff like that. You was with some dude. Y'all was both in school or whatever. And, that didn't work out. But you didn't even have like another. You didn't have another child or anything. A man, and then you worked on yourself. So you are now wife material. You're not 18 no more. You know what I'm saying? You wife material, and you worked on then you might have been able to qualify. You might have been able to qualify. But 3 months ago, you was just sucking on him 3 months ago. You just got him from squatting out your living room 3 months ago. Girl, you don't qualify, queen. You don't qualify, queen. So the man that she trying to get a man better than the baby daddy, but the problem is that she don't qualify for the man that's just a couple notches above that man. She don't qualify for that man. She don't. Men with any kind of sense, and he ain't no simp or nothing. He gonna look at her. She's a whole red flag. That baby 3 months old. You think she really done having sex with that man? The only reason she's out on the town right now is because they had an argument about that baby and him not bringing Pampers. That's all that is. You really think she ain't finna suck him off again? Huh? Please. And you think that men are not gonna think about that actively? Tell me, he ain't gonna have to worry about the baby unless he's serious. The baby is the least of the issues, really. It's the man that's always got access to you, this fool. And then he'll be the kind of fool that, you know what I'm saying, now he argue and count on, he want to step to the guy. Like, boy, if you do not pull them pants up over them little crusty drawers and get up out my face before I stomp a mud hole in you, get out of my face. Ain't no man worth his salt even want to have even the semblance of I gotta have a talk with this guy or I gotta have a confrontation with this guy because he's stupid. You know, men don't want to hear that. Another man coming up talking, you know what I'm saying, with all that hyena in his blood and all that, you know what I'm saying? He's arguing like his mammy. And nobody want to hear that. Boy, you running around here a whole female in a man's body. I can't talk no more sense into you than anybody. I'm gonna be done knocked you out. You're gonna have to go head on. Because you coming around here real rah-rah, and you the same individual that can't afford, you know what I'm saying, little Pampers out the corner store. You know how they take the Pampers out the box and put them 3-4 in some little saran wrap. You can't even do that. Get out my face, man. I promise you I'm not arguing with nobody that can't afford Similac every month. I'm not arguing with no ninja that can't keep his Timbs on his feet. I'm not arguing with no ninja that ain't got a GED. I ain't arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. Because you can't come to me man to man, because there's only one man here. See, now, if you say that to him, that'll be a whole fight. So we ain't got no. Because a dude like that stay in his feelings. He stay in his bag. You know he handle his emotions like his mammy. So you can't talk no sense. Because he ain't got no sense. So that's dead. The men know what I'm talking about. The men in this chat room know exactly what I'm talking about. They ain't trying to argue with no man and run around here. Man, look, man. And you who I got to worry about coming around and, man, what you doing with that square man here? You know, take her and that little naughty headed baby and go ahead on. I don't want now one of you. Somebody do me a favor and type. No, that's okay. You will see what I want to type in a minute. And then I want one of my mods to copy this link down. Let me get to the rest of these super chats. Thank you, Bernard. Says she and others are hedging their bets. Scratch the procreation itch with an easy to access low value man in your prime. Then spend the rest of your time looking for a hard to access, high value, good man to marry. And it just won't help. They don't even want the responsibility of the marriage. They just want help. They just want some man to come save them out their predicament. Thank you again, sis. Said a 28-year-old teacher. I read that one. Thank you. Through the fire said her lack of maturity of this woman is not because she's under 30. The volume of Black women in their 40s and up match her maturity level. As a serious Black man, what am I supposed to do with our women? That was rhetorical. Thank you so much. So did I just hear Crimson say busting up, I'm dead? Yes. Sometimes I have to get raw with folk. You know, all that sweet talking. Sometimes that don't get the message through. Y'all know how we is as a people. Thank you again through the fire. So them legs is at 3:45 at 2 a.m. Thank you, Successful. Said hyenas like her would give her life for a pookie. Thank you once again, sis. That KS used to say, you get no higher than your baby daddy. She just destined herself for bums. And she did. She did. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your super stick. I appreciate you, sweetheart. And once again, thank you, good sis. So this young lady is a classic example of 80% of single mothers in the Black community getting pregnant by 20% of males. She's adding to the statistic. And once again, Successful MB said real lion smells her scent and keeps walking. It's supposed to be speak without an S. Supposed to be. The link's not working. Let me see. Oh, I spelled community wrong. That's the problem. There we go. Now the link work. Thank you, Roman. So this woman waited till she actually achieved a little something and was in place to ask for a little something to throw it away on a hyena. Exactly. Thank you so much, House of Kale. So appreciate your support for us melanated brothers. That's on our purpose. Society try to shush us. Love seeing a sister showing us love. No problem. No problem at all. I'm going to get on up out of here. But before we get out of here,
Friends and family, I would like you to check out blackcommunityspeak.com. Now, blackcommunityspeak.com is a forum-based website. So something that's very simple where you can get on, you can get off, get involved with a lot of topics. Now, Black Community Speaks is a place that's for Black men and women to talk about issues that's affecting the entire community. So on blackcommunityspeak.com, they talk about topics in the range of news, what's going on in society, relationships, technology, business, food and recipes, gaming, health and fitness, music, and many, many more. On Black Community Speak, it's a place where you can be safe to say what you want to say without the fear of big tech censorship. So make sure you head on over to blackcommunityspeak.com and sign up today.
So you definitely want to check out the Good Brothers Forum, where you can go to have your say, to spark a conversation or join one. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. That's blackcommunityspeak.com. So you can go ahead and sign up and join today. All right. I'm going to go ahead and listen. You know how, y'all know how it be in the corner store. They take the Pampers and put them in that little plastic. You having a hard time getting them. Anyway, y'all, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.